Good morning, everyone. It's Doris Colgate with Steve Colgate on the dock doing our second set of dockside chats, and we wanted to share some of our experiences when we started doing our flotilla cruises, which we began way back in 1972. So Steve's going to tell you today about one that we did in Turkey.
Yes, it was 1990, and we had 4 boats out of Göcek, Turkey. And the getting aboard the boats was like at 5 o'clock. You were supposed to get aboard the boats, you know,
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Yes. Yeah, right.
And these were 43 footers from a company called Kavos, K-A-V-O-S, which was a popular company in those days in the Med.
And it's like trying to gather chickens together, you know, get all this group underway. And it wasn't until like 8 p.m. that we left. And I talked to the base manager and I said, where are we going to go just to spend the night and get dinner? And he said, oh, 6 miles down the road, there's a great, down the harbor there's a great restaurant. And we'll make a reservation for you. So we take off, and it's 8 p.m. by the time we left, and getting dark very quickly. And back at that time, you know, there were no electric lights ashore and stuff like that. It was, you know, if you're sailing along the coast of Florida, you see the loom of Miami miles away, and it gives you a lot of feeling of where you are. In this case, it was just pitch black. It just turned black, and there was no moon and no stars, or maybe it was, but anyways, pitch black. And so I'm leading the boats in our boat, and boat number 2 is following our stern light, and boat number 3 is following their stern light, and boat number 4 is following their stern light. And we go down, and of course there's no GPS or anything like that, so I had to figure out just about how far 6 miles down the pike was, and I guessed right, I guess, in the end. And so then I turned in towards the bay that we were opposite. So we go into the bay, and they're all following me, and I'm thinking of these destroyers that all ended up in California, following the destroyer leader, and I think it was 10 destroyers that just ran aground following the leader. And I thought, boy, we're getting deeper and deeper into this bay, and I don't see anything. You know, I can see something about, you know, there's land ahead of us, but when am I going to hit it, you know? And then all of a sudden, way to the left, the port that was, way to the left was a light. And, you know, light doesn't bend, so you had to get way in there before you saw the light, and the light was that restaurant. And we went to the restaurant, had a wonderful dinner, and Doris can talk about breakfast the next day.
So I'll come into the picture. I'm the one who usually wrote these diaries, and we published this one in 1991. So the next morning, we all went ashore for dinner that night, and it was a really great dinner. And there were some other boats in there. There were some guys from Germany, and Germans sing all the time, so they entertained us. Next morning, we're getting ready to leave. We start to hear the bleating of a little goat, and we look up at shore, and sure enough, they are sacrificing a goat for dinner that night in front of all of us, for some person they wanted to honor who was coming in for dinner. So we all left with kind of feelings in us. But when I wrote it up, I figured, well, you know, you have to say what really goes on in these countries.
You're a reporter.
They're primitive, but we got slammed by one of our readers who said she was, take me off your list. I cannot stand anything that happens to animals. We didn't do it. I just wanted to tell you what happens in a country that's relatively backwards, and we know it doesn't.
So blame the
happen
media.
So
we're the media.
so we're the media. But anyway, these cruises open up the world to us, and so we'll tell you a little bit more later about some others. Thank you.